The sound wasn't a chuckle. It wasn't a nervous tick. It was a full-blown, confident, almost joyful laugh that echoed through the dead-silent courtroom. And it came from the man in the defendant's chair, Rahul Verma, just moments after the judge had read out the charges. Murder in the first degree. I was there, covering the trial for my newspaper. I'd seen guilty men cry. I'd seen innocent ones rage. But I had never, ever seen one laugh. And in that single, shocking moment, as every head in the gallery swiveled and every jaw dropped, I knew something was terribly, terrifyingly wrong. This wasn't the reaction of a man facing life in prison. This was the reaction of a man who knew a secret nobody else did. The Mumbai Central Courtroom No. 4 was a pressure cooker of human emotion. The air was thick with the scent of old wood, stale perfume, and the sharp metallic tang of fear. The whirring of the ancient ceiling fans did little to cut through the stifling heat, only serving to stir the anxious whispers of the spectators. Sunlight, filtered through grimy windows, fell in dusty shafts, illuminating the worried face of the jury, the stern gaze of the public prosecutor, and the hollow, broken eyes of the victim's family. The stakes couldn't be higher. This was the trial of the decade. Rahul Verma, a charismatic and wealthy entrepreneur, was accused of murdering his own business partner and childhood friend, Vikram Singh. The case was built on a foundation of compelling, if circumstantial, evidence. A financial dispute worth millions. A witness who placed Rahul at the scene. And most damning of all, Vikram's blood found on the bumper of Rahul's luxury car. Justice wasn't just a concept here. It was a phantom everyone was chasing. For the media, it was a sensational story. For the public, it was a morality tale of friendship betrayed by greed. For Vikram's aging parents, it was their son's legacy. And for Rahul, it was his life. Rahul Verma was an enigma. He sat through the proceedings with an unnerving calmness. Dressed in a sharp, tailored blue suit, he looked more like a CEO chairing a board meeting than a man fighting for his life. His eyes, a piercing shade of brown, scanned the room with an analytical detachment that sent chills down my spine. He rarely spoke to his lawyer, a young, fiercely intelligent woman named Anjali Kapoor, who fought for him with a fire that seemed to be fueled by more than just professional duty. Opposing her was Public Prosecutor Khandelwal, a veteran known as the Bulldozer. He was a man of immense girth and a voice that could shake the rafters. He painted a picture of Rahul as a cold, calculating monster who killed his friend for a lucrative business deal. And then there was Arjun, Vikram's younger brother. He sat in the front row every single day, his fists clenched, his eyes burning with a raw, undiluted hatred for the man he believed had stolen his brother. His pain was a living, breathing entity in the room. Hidden truth and mystery, but from day one, something felt off. The case was too clean. The evidence, while damning, felt planted. Why would a shrewd man like Rahul leave a car with blood evidence in his own garage? Why was there no murder weapon ever found? And most puzzling of all, why did Rahul's alibi, though weak, carry a strange conviction? He claimed he was at his beach house, alone. A flimsy story, yet he never wavered. The real mystery, however, began with the laugh. It was the key that unlocked a door to a truth I wasn't sure I was ready to see. Cross-examination, the trial's turning point, was the cross-examination of the sole eyewitness, a night watchman named Ramesh. Prosecutor Khandelwal led him through his testimony with theatrical flair. "Tell the court, Mr. Ramesh, what did you see on the night of October 12th? Ramesh, a frail man intimidated by the grandeur of the court, pointed a trembling finger at Rahul. I saw him arguing with Mr. Vikram outside the office building. It was late. Around 11 p.m. Their voices were loud. And then? Khandelwal boomed. Then, Mr. Rahul, he pushed him. Mr. Vikram fell, hit his head on the pavement. There was blood, a lot of blood. Then Mr. Rahul put him in his car and drove away. A collective gasp filled the room. It was a direct eyewitness account. The case seemed sealed. Then it was Anjali Kapoor's turn. She stood up slowly, her silence more intimidating than Khandelwal's roar. She approached the witness box with the grace of a panther. Mr. Ramesh, she began, her voice soft but clear. You say it was 11 p.m., a dark night. Yes, Ramesh mumbled. The streetlight near the main gate of the office. It has been broken for 3 months, hasn't it? A complaint was filed by the building's management. I have the document here. Ramesh shifted uncomfortably. I don't remember. You were standing 50 feet away in near total darkness, and you could not only identify Mr. Verma but also see a push and not a slip. You could see the precise color and quantity of blood on a dark pavement. I saw what I saw, Ramesh insisted, his voice rising in pitch. Anjali didn't break her stride. You wear glasses, don't you, Mr. Ramesh? Thick ones. Where are they today? The witness froze. He subconsciously touched his face. I forgot them. You forgot your glasses on the day you were to identify a murderer in court? But you had them on that dark night when you just happened to be a witness to a crime? She let the question hang in the air, its implications settling over the jury. The flawless eyewitness now seemed anything but. The tension was a physical thing, a wire pulled taut. Every person in the room was leaning forward. Even Judge Iyer, a man who had seen it all, adjusted his spectacles and peered intently at the squirming witness. It was during this intense back and forth that Prosecutor Khandelwal, frustrated with Anjali's dismantling of his star witness, slammed his hand on the table and turned to Rahul. "Is this a joke to you, Mr. Verma? A man is dead. Your friend." And you sit there with that smug smile. And that's when it happened. Rahul didn't just smile. He threw his head back and laughed. It was a rich, genuine sound of pure amusement that was so utterly out of place it felt blasphemous. The judge slammed his gavel. "Mr. Verma! You will show respect for this court." Rahul's laughter subsided into a wide, knowing smile. "Respect, Your Honor. I would have more respect for a circus. This entire trial is a farce." The gallery erupted. The judge's face turned purple with rage. "One more outburst like that and I will hold you in contempt." Rahul simply leaned back, the smile still playing on his lips. He had crossed the line and he seemed delighted about it. The message was clear. You think you're judging me, but you have no idea what's really going on. The trial progressed, but the laugh had changed everything. The jury was visibly unsettled. Anjali Kapoor looked more determined than ever. She called her final witness to the stand. It was a surprise to everyone. It was Mrs. Shanti, the Verma family's elderly longtime housekeeper. Prosecutor Khandelwal objected. "Relevance, Your Honor. This woman is a character witness at best." "Let's hear what she has to say, Mr. Khandelwal," the judge said, his curiosity piqued. Anjali approached the old woman gently. "Shanti auntie, how long have you known Rahul?" "Since he was a baby in diapers," she said, her voice strong and clear. "I raised him." "I raised both of them." "Both of them?" Anjali prompted. "Yes, beta." "Rahul and Rohan!" A murmur went through the crowd. "Rohan? Who was Rohan?" "Tell us about Rohan," Anjali said, her eyes flicking towards Rahul. For the first time, I saw the calm mask on his face slip. A flicker of pain, of relief. Rohan was Rahul's twin brother, Shanti said, and the courtroom fell into a stunned silence. Identical twins, but so different. Rahul was the good boy, responsible, kind. Rohan, she sighed. Rohan was troubled, jealous. He got involved with bad people. There was a terrible fight with their father years ago, and Rohan left. He was presumed dead. We were told he died in a fire abroad. Anjali walked to the evidence table and picked up a photograph of Rahul from the day of his arrest. "Shanti auntie, is this a photograph of Rahul?" The old woman squinted. "No, beta," she said, her voice breaking. "That's not Rahul. That's Rohan. See that tiny scar above the eyebrow? Rahul doesn't have that. Rohan got it when he fell from a tree as a boy." The silence in the courtroom was absolute. You could hear a pin drop. I felt the world tilt on its axis. The man on trial, the one who had laughed, wasn't Rahul Verma. It was his estranged, presumed dead twin brother, Rohan. Anjali's voice cut through the silence, now trembling with emotion. "The man sitting here is not Rahul Verma. The real Rahul Verma has been missing since the night of the murder. We believe Rohan impersonated his brother, killed Vikram Singh for reasons we are still uncovering, and framed Rahul for the crime. The financial dispute was real, but it was between Vikram and Rohan, who had secretly siphoned money from the company. Vikram had discovered the fraud and was threatening to expose Rohan to Rahul. The laughter in this courtroom," she said, turning to the jury, "was the laughter of a man who thought he had committed the perfect crime and framed his own brother for it. He wasn't laughing at the court. He was laughing because he thought he had won. The real killer hadn't just been in the room. He had been in the defendant's chair, masquerading as the victim. In the aftermath, as Rohan was recharged and the search for the real Rahul began, he was eventually found. Alive but held captive in a remote location. The case left a deep scar on everyone involved. The easy narrative of guilt and innocence had been shattered. The moral of the story isn't that justice always prevails. It's that the truth is often hidden in plain sight, obscure.